You have just now tuned into the Organic Vision Podcast, where we are here to keep you motivated to bring your visions to reality, encouraging you to never give up on yourself no matter what. Want to ensure you don't miss an episode or any of our content? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at ORGVSNPOD and Instagram at ORGVSN_POD. Keep chasing those visions, y'all.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yo, welcome back, man, to the Organic Vision Podcast. This is episode number 6, where we're going to be discussing rebranding, man. First of all, man, I hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day out there today. I hope you've been successful in all of your endeavors and whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life right now. Hope everything's well. Hope you're healthy. Hope your family's healthy. Hope you are getting to those goals that you have for yourself, man, and getting to that vision, that destination that you have. So I commend you on the continuous chase. I wish you the best, man, in whatever it is. I honestly don't know if I ever kind of broke down to you organic vision and like, what is an organic vision? What does it mean to be organic? What does it mean to have an organic vision? And I just want to touch on that real quick. With this episode, I want it to be more of like a transparency type of talk, right? So just me telling you how I came up with these things, what happened in my life, what was transpiring in order for me to be able to get to this point of like, I want to be all me. I want to be myself. I want to have confidence in myself to do what it is that I see for myself, not what nobody else sees for me, not what nobody else wants me to do, but something I'm truly passionate about and feel very genuinely about. This podcast, I'm still learning a lot about it. The clothing brand, same thing. The health journey, same thing. In hopes that God will bless me with a path or a way for me to be able to just do these 3 things all day, every day. In addition to, taking care of my family and spending time with them. But I just love it so much that I don't want to do anything other than this. But we're going to get there. Sorry, I got my notes, man. I'm trying to stay on topic. Hey, listen, I know I'm a random podcaster, a random motivation. I'm not going to call myself a motivational speaker because I just feel like I'll be sharing my experiences, but I understand that I jump from topic to topic, and I like that about me, and I don't want to change it. I don't want to get too structural because it's not going to be me anymore. But I got a new respect for Mike Epps. I don't know if you know who Mike Epps is, but a comedian. I'm pretty sure you probably have heard of him. If not, do yourself a favor, listen to him. But I say that because when he's on stage and when he's, doing his thing, he'll jump from one joke to another with no type of correlation, with no type of bridge or nothing. And I'd be like, man, I feel that because that's kind of me when I'm on a pod. Like I'll have a direction or I have a place I want to go, but I'll also have these tangents that I'll go down, which may not be connected to the last point, and I may lose you, but at the end, I promise I'll always wrap it up. So you got to listen to the end. You got to get to the end, man. It's gonna do you some service. Like I know I'll be jumping all over the place, but just bear with me. I'm learning. I'm getting there. I'm gonna get better each time that I turn this mic on. But anyways, what does it mean to be organic? I feel like what it means to be organic is to be yourself. Be comfortable with who you are. Be comfortable with what you see when you look in the mirror every day. And be confident in your abilities. Be confident in whatever it is that you see for yourself. And when I say continuously say whatever you see for yourself, do whatever you see for yourself. I mean, when we dream of something. We're having this dream. Whether we entertain it or not is a different story. But when we're dreaming, it's something that we are going through, that we are visualizing ourselves doing, a place where we are, an action that we're carrying out, but it's something that we are seeing ourselves do one while we're dreaming. And so when I say whatever you see for yourself, that dream could have been a vacation, a breakaway from your norm. It could have been a job that you were working in that you are going to get to one point in the future or a point in the future. It could be a business that you like grinding in or working in or have built to a successful state that you're visualizing. But a lot of times when we go back to reality or when we come back to reality, it's like, man, I could never do that. Like I know that's something I'm really into. That's something I would really love to do. But it's a dream. I can't do that. And what I mean by do what you see for yourself. Like, you really can do it. I myself wanted to do the clothing brand a while ago, and actually did it, which I gained some experience with a partner of mine in my past, or my brother. I'm not gonna call him a partner, my brother in the past, where we learned a lot about it. And you know, it didn't happen. It didn't pan out that to work out with both of us doing it in the past. But that's still my A1 to day one until now. So nothing has changed with our relationship or our friendship. It's just you go through things and you make not a mistake, but you learn lessons, whether you're in it or not, and whether it's the best place, best time, with families involved, the whole nine. But I say all that to say, man, if you are, I got a randomness again. We was talking about being organic. So whatever it is that you see for yourself, I just want you to attempt to do it, because I thought I couldn't do a lot of things. I thought I couldn't, figure it out. But I always looked at it like, man, I don't have enough money to do that. I ain't got enough time to do that. And we that's just a quick out. That's just a quick excuse to get us out, to buy us out of that dream that we stealing from ourselves, that we don't really understand at the time. We thinking there's a whole lot of work and a whole lot of this, and it is a lot of work. It is a lot of learning. There's some learning curves that's gonna come around. It's some things that's gonna hit you that you never seen before. You might not know how to detour around it, might not know how to jump over it, or whatever the case may be. But you have so many resources out there in the world, man, to be able to figure it out. It's just that you gotta have the willpower. You gotta have the drive, the discipline, to be consistent, to continue to pursue, not to be consistent just to show up every day for a participation award, but really putting in some work and bettering yourself, actually figuring it out, actually getting rolling your sleeves up if you have to make sure that you're getting closer. That's what it's about, but not losing yourself in that journey. So that's what I mean by being organic. That's what it means to me. You can have a different meaning to it. That's fine. We all are entitled to our own minds and our own opinions, our own identities. But that's what I mean by organic when I'm talking about it, or when I put it on a shirt or a product, or speak about it on this podcast. And that is also an organic vision. That, being organic and true to yourself, having that dream, having that visualizing whatever you see yourself doing, pairing it together. And the reason why I put those two words together is because a lot of times people can tell us or recommend us to do something, right? And then it may be something that we truly are interested in, but we didn't think about it first or beforehand. It's just something somebody's bringing to us. Like, we've already visualized some things that we want to do. We may have already talked ourselves out of it too. So we're looking for something else to kind of see if we can dabble in it, understand it really quick, get it going really quick, and then move. And a lot of times it's not about the quick play. It's not about what we can get off the ground real quick. A lot of times it's that long grind. As the late Nipsey Hussle always said, man, it's a marathon. It's not a race. And once you can understand that, I think that's what your true passion is. I think that's what your true vision is. Something that you're willing to put some time in and day out, month in and month out, years in and years out, maybe a generation. But whatever the cost is, you're willing to go back the next day to continue to get closer. Not even knowing if you're going to get to the point that you actually really visualize, but also not canceling out the point that you could end up doing it way bigger than your dreams have ever shown you. It may have been just the entryway. Hey, take these few steps and see how far you go. So, in a long-winded form, that's what I mean by organic and organic vision. That's what the whole thing is. That's what it's all made up of. Kind of want to talk about too, how I ended up here, right? And I don't know if you've checked out organicvision.com or orgvsn.com, but I put a long blog post on there just about the birth of the brand and kind of where it all started. So I was working for an employer. I give you the short version because it's still on the website. Actually, the website is down right now. It will be back up on March the 3rd, which is this upcoming Friday. All right, I'm just trying to make sure I got my days right before I tell y'all. But yeah, I was right. March the 3rd, this upcoming Friday, the website will be back up. I got to put some inventory on there. We are working out a release right now. Actually, this hoodie I'm wearing right now is going to be on the site this Friday. 3/3. I don't have a time yet, but if you follow my social media platforms and profiles, you'll be in the know for sure. So if you want to follow the apparel brand or the line that we have on Instagram, it's org.vsn, and you can follow us there for more information. But yeah, hoodies going up, very limited release. So if you want it, you're gonna have to get on it really quick. But back to how I got here and the post that's on the site, it'll be on there if you want to go read it on the 3 when I reopen the site back up. But it basically gives you like a little bit of a behind the scenes on why the brand started, how it started. So I was working for an employer, had worked my way up to a pretty high position at a retail level. Was making really good money, but it came to a point where we weren't on the same page with what was next for me, and so I decided to leave all of what I left behind for something else. I'm gonna keep that real short. If you want to know more, you can read the blog post. I bring that up because I end up breaking up or divorcing a company, and recently, February the 8th, a company decided to break up with me. And so we go through these things, right? So we go through this stage of like having a smile when you're not really feeling like smiling, being strong when you really don't feel like being strong, just feeling confused. You know, you don't know what the future is going to look like. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know where your next dollar is going to come from. You don't know how you're going to pay your bills. You don't know how you're going to support your family. Coming from a provider, that could be stressful. That could take somebody into a depression. And so I brought that up because I wanted to talk about, again, this is a transparency pod. So I'm just trying to get you up to speed. It's a life check in, man. Just how I'm doing in hopes to motivate or get somebody through a situation that they're dealing with. It may be similar to mine, it may not. You may know somebody that's going through or has gone through something similar to me. Share the podcast with them, share the story with them, help motivate them, help get them through. I think one thing that really helped me is my support system, man. My wife has been supportive through our 7-year marriage and continuously, man. It's been a blessing to kind of really have somebody in your corner to be able to go through life with. And I'm not promoting a relationship. I'm not promoting a girlfriend. I'm not promoting a wife. I'm just giving you my experience. You can take it for what it is for you, or what that means for you, or what you should do. I don't give out advice. I just share my experience. So having that, one, definitely helped. Two, I was getting into a spiritual journey of getting closer to God and kind of understanding what my purpose is. I'm 30. Well, I'll be 36 March 23rd. And I felt like I was in a place of like, I made a lot of money with that employer that I decided to divorce, but I didn't really have a lot to show for it. Like my body felt more. My body could tell you what that time was versus my bank account. It just felt like I was doing something wrong. If you want, you can check out a post I just put on Instagram and TikTok that talks about me fumbling God's resources that He shared with me fumbling, time and time again, Him testing me through abundance seasons. There were seasons where I was blessed abundantly, abundantly, where I should have certain things lined up in a better fashion than I do today. And I don't mind sharing my mishaps. I don't mind me sharing my mistakes because I'm all about trying to help the world or whoever. Like I'm just trying to help somebody see a different side or see another perspective or see another human being that's going through life as they are, man. Because a lot of times, random tangent alert. I'm gonna give it to you right now. We about to go on a tangent, but a lot of times, man, we don't have a lot of people to go to that won't judge us. We don't have a lot of people to go to that we can share. We're going through something that they won't cast a stone at us versus just trying to listen to us. Cause sometimes we just need people to listen. We don't always need people to tell us advice, or we really don't always need people to give us something in a monetary form. A lot of times it could be just your time that could get a person through a situation or a hard time, a hardship, whatever they may be going through. And so I decided to be able to share these types of experiences with people because I myself, I have some outlets, not very many. The outlets that I feel like we all should have start with the letter F, family. However, a lot of family, I would say, aren't really family, or they don't know the meaning of what family actually means. I feel like I've seen great examples of families, but mine's is definitely not that way right now. and I can't always call home or I can't always go home and have someone listen to me or get some peace because it's just too much going on there, right? And so I decide to just be a little tight-lipped and a little more to myself, and I would rather have somebody that I don't know, therapist, which I did go to in the past, to get a perspective on outside of my wife. Now, I will go to her, and I will share certain things, and I need to get better at that as well. That's something I'm working on because I'm always in that space of like I don't want to put too much pressure on this person or that person because they already really are supporting me so much far more than they really understand. So I'm not wanting to share too much to get you into a place of like you're worrying. But my wife is a very God fearing woman, so I know she wouldn't worry. And this is another part of the reason why I chose to jump on the spiritual journey to get closer, because that's what we need right now, and that's what we're finding that is really working well for our marriage at 7 years. So I told you we was going down a tangent. So I talked about two different things that wasn't even on my wasn't even on my radar here or my little list of topics. But I think it's important to have something, somebody, some type of lane that you can go to be able to just talk sometimes, just to get it out off of you, out of you. And I felt like, for me going and doing my 2 mile walk or whatnot, just kind of sharing what I go through with others and seeing other people relate to it in a way, in many different ways, helped me, right? Like I felt like I went through this situation of uncertainty, my layoff on February the 8th, stronger than I ever would have before. When I come to a crossroads, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but like you really don't know because you have no sense of security. And I put a lot of faith in flesh. I put a lot of faith in things I can touch, things I can see, which didn't do me much good in the long run. And so I'm getting a lot much more out of my spiritual journey versus always relying on flesh. But just find your outlet, man. Find whoever you can talk to. I'm not going to tell you where to go. Again, I don't give out advice. I just share my own experiences and I tell you what works best for me. You can pick up on it. You can do exactly what I did, or you could do the exact opposite. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm just up here again, like I said, to share my experiences in hopes that it helps someone out there in the world today that we live in. So yeah, all right. So we talked about what does it mean to be organic, your organic vision. We talked about a little bit of what I'm going through right now, the breakup, the two divorces with the companies and all that. So I want to now kind of talk about some lessons I've learned up until this point when going through storms and going through uncertainty. I think one is understanding like your capabilities, understanding what you can do while you're going through those storms. For me, I felt like it was a time to do what I've already been doing, creating more content, getting back to my clothing brand because I ditched it for a little bit. I was uncertain of what the next step was, even though I had the tools and resources in my hands the whole time. So that goes back to what I was talking about earlier with like not taking care of the resources properly, not utilizing them to the full potential. I'm learning. I'm telling you, I'm learning. I'm gonna get there. I promise you that. But just figuring out a plan once I lost my job or was laid off. I'm like, all right, how do I reinvest? I do have funds from the company that we generated, but I'm in a startup phase, so there's really going to be no profit for a while. Understand that, and I'm willing to go through that because this is a long term play. It's nothing I'm trying to get rich overnight with, but it is something I want to do for a very long time. So you will see organic vision as long as there's blood beating in this body. It's coming at you. So that's one thing I learned, to use what I have at my disposal right now, right here. I ain't got to go outside. I ain't got to spend a dollar. Just use what I got. And I'm understanding to be mindful of those tools that you have and use them to the best of your ability to get you to the next level. Instead of me, because I'm going to speak for myself like I always do. I like to jump to the next thing. I like to get on to the next thing because I felt like I've mastered this. All right, so let me jump to the next thing. We did this. It's not finished, right? There's still more work to do at this level. But my mind is always like, all right, I got to jump here because this didn't work or this didn't do what it was supposed to do. But have you ever thought maybe it needs a little bit more time? Maybe you can adjust it, tweak it before you jump out the window and go completely cold turkey to something completely different. So as I learn, as I put more time into what I do each day, as I just kind of upgraded in any fashion, whether, for example, if it's content, picking a different transition, learning a different effect, hitting a different angle, talking about it from here versus there, all those type of different things to enhance it, which is not costing me a dollar. Costing me a little bit of time to learn how to do it, but it don't cost me nothing monetary. There's no resource I need to go and find to get it to work, right? And that's what I mean. Just understanding what you do have in your hands right now. I know we always quick to say we don't have enough money. Speaking for myself again, we don't have enough time. We ain't got this. We ain't got this. We ain't got this. And then we just making up stuff at that point. You just throwing stuff out there because you don't want to put in the work, or you throwing stuff out there because you don't think you have enough time, or you don't think it's going to be profitable, or you don't think it's going to bring you a return quick as fast as you think you need it. And it's just all these things that we're making up in our mind. All these things that we're creating that's hitting the pause button on our dreams, hitting the pause button on our visions, where we trying to go, and it's just slowing us down. So that's a couple things that I learned. Most importantly, man, just taking the time to develop yourself, betting on yourself, investing in yourself, man. And that doesn't mean money. Sometimes it means turning on YouTube and learning a new skill. Like, and there's plenty different people up there that you can learn from, which I mean, they don't cost you much. You just go to I mean, even if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can go to a library. But there's so many ways to get some information to get you in a better place, man. Just be on the lookout for it, search for it, seek it, and it'll come. So that's a couple things I would do when I'm going through a storm. Slowing down, taking some time to breathe, not getting overworked, don't overwhelm yourself, don't take yourself into depression. Don't let that situation take you out. Don't let that situation get you down. There is an upside to it. I was only laid off for 2 weeks. I just got a job last Friday. Um, just hang in there, man. Stick in there. Do what you can. God's not gonna leave you behind. I'm trying. He's not. He's not. We are blessed abundantly, and we shall not overlook those blessings. You are blessed in some way, some form or fashion. You may not be more blessed than others around you, or the people that you're looking at, or the people that you look up to, but we are all humans, and just do what you can with what you have, and you work it until you can get it to another level, man. That's it. Make it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate life. It's really not that complicated, as people will tell you it is. But if you just stay in your lane and focus on yourself and develop yourself and get yourself up and running, and don't be afraid to share what you learn. Don't be afraid or don't be not willing to help somebody else when you overcome, when you got over that bridge, when you jumped over that fence, when you got through that storm, when the sun shined again. Don't be afraid to help somebody else. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable for a couple of minutes just to help somebody get through their situation. It's not all about us. No, I said that before. It's not all about us, man. It's something you got to give back at some point. You can't be a consumer forever. Like, you got to pour back into somebody else. You got to give something back in order for you to continue to be propelled to the levels that are ahead of you. But if you don't, it may be a slow road. You may stunt your own growth by holding on to information. Don't be afraid to pass information along, man. Don't be afraid to help somebody else out that needs it. And that's it, man. That's what I wanted to come to you today, man. Just to have a little transparency, talk a little update about me and what's going on in my world. Hopefully, some of those topics and things that we talked about today will help you out and whatever it is that you're going through. And I hope you're not going through anything bad or harmful or negative. But I know life is life and out there, man. Life's every day. So I know it's not all pieces and cream for all of us. I hope it is. I pray it is. but we all also have to be realistic about the situation. So yeah, man, thank you for coming back. This has been a good one. A little transparency talk with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something that you could take away back into your daily grind, daily life, whatever it is that you have going on for yourself. I hope I can continue to inspire you and motivate you in my own way. You can use whatever I say, whatever I go. Hopefully, it gives you some sort of value. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today, man. Thanks for checking back. Thank you for following the podcast, man. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming back week after week. If God blesses me to come back, I will be back next week. But until then, man, don't forget the website will be back and open on 3/3. Go grab your hoodie. More details to come if you follow the handles. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, man. Subscribe to our channel, ORGVSNPOD. We also have one for the apparel line, which is ORGVSN. Follow us, check us out, man. Subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. If you got something valuable from me at some point in time, I don't need to know. You can share that by subscribing. Just give me a little subscribe. Hit me with a comment. Hit me with a like, man. And keep sharing, man. Keep sharing out there. Until next time, man. Peace.